Hello everyone, and welcome to Waffle Flower Crafts. This is Shannon here, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to create some folded dimensional Christmas trees to create some really fun Christmas cards. I'll be using these Waffle Flower products. This die set is called A2 Nested Domes, and I'll be using this stamp set. This stamp set is called Peace on Earth. I'll be using that top sentiment there. I've already went ahead and cut two 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, one that is white, one that is light pink, in half crosswise to create two A2 card bases. So the measurements of these are 8.5 by 5.5, and now I'm folding them in half to create my card bases. And I'm going to score them both here right in the middle at 4 1/4. So now that I have both my card bases made, I want to adhere these two together to make one card. But by tucking one inside, the white inside of the pink, I'll have a little bit of overhang, so I went ahead and cut that off. It's really a small amount that you'll trim off the side of the white card base. It's only like 1/16, a very small amount. So now when the card folds, I don't have any of that inside card base hanging out. Now before I glue these two together, I'm going to stamp my sentiment on the inside of that white card base. I'm going to use my MISTI to do this. This is mainly just because I will stamp this a couple times. I'm going to ink this up with Versamark, and I just find I get better sticking of my embossing powder when I stamp or ink up my sentiment and stamp it twice. So this is the first time, then I'll ink it up one more time with the Versamark. I did apply some anti-static powder before I stamped it, just to avoid that embossing powder sticking anywhere I don't want it to stick. And now I'm ready to pour on some embossing powder. I'm going to do gold embossing powder today, because I'll have some gold accents on the front of this card. This is a very simple card today, where the sentiment, there's actually going to be no sentiment on the front, just a very dimensional, sparkly Christmas tree. So I went ahead and heat set that, and now that's done. Now I'm ready to adhere these two card bases together. So I'm just going to use a tape runner here to adhere this. I find that this is the best way to adhere when you're doing something like this, where you're adhering two card bases one on top of the other. And then I'll do it on the back side here, a little bit more of that tape runner. So very simple, and the only trick here is that I did cut down that inside card base about 1/16 off the side, so to compensate for that thickness of the paper, so when you close it there's no overhang of that white cardstock sticking out from the pink. So now I'm ready to start constructing my trees. I'm going to use the 3 smallest dies from the A2 Nested Domes die set. I actually grabbed 4 here. I don't realize that until I start putting the dies down onto this sparkly paper, this glitter paper. So I'm only using those 3 smallest dies here. The glitter paper that I'm using today is by American Crafts. It's called Opulent Opal. It's a very pretty glitter paper, and one of those ones where the glitter is very fine, so it's not coming off on anything. I don't have it all over my fingers, which I really like. And the glitter also has this very iridescent look, hence the name Opulent Opal. And I really like that the glitter is many different colors essentially, or the shine looks like many different colors. So I thought that was really pretty for these trees. I'm just going to die cut those 3 arches out of that glitter paper, and now I'm going to start folding. So I flipped the paper over, and now I'm folding in half crosswise, lining up the bottom of that rounded edge with the base of the arch, using a folder. This is actually what came with my scoreboard to really press down those folds. And now I'm going to find the center. I'm just using the grid on my workspace here. I'm centering it on the grid and then marking that center point. You could use a ruler if you prefer. And then I'm going to fold over the sides, and that stopping at that center mark. And I'll do the other side here. So it creates like a little point. And then again, I will use my folders to really press down those folds, because again, this is thick paper, thick cardstock, especially with the addition of the glitter. Now I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm going to trim off the white excess here, the bits that you would see that are actually the back of the cardstock. Hold it up here to the camera so you can see a little bit better. Just using angling my scissors and nestling the top blade of my scissors right along the edge of the paper of the cardstock, and then just trimming the excess off. Very simple to do. And now you have this great triangular shape, somewhat triangular shape, for one of the layers of the Christmas tree. I'm going to now repeat this process with the other two arched domes, and I will meet you back as soon as I'm done. Okay, so I have all three parts of my tree folded and trimmed, and now I'm going to make a little star to go at the top. I'm just going to use some mirrored gold paper here, and I'm going to use a hole punch, or a star punch. I'm just going to center it on some of that gold cardstock and then press really hard to pop out that gold star. Now I'm ready to start assembling this onto my card front. I'm going to use glossy accents today as my adhesive. I really liked using this for not only the glitter paper, but also the sequins that I'm going to add to decorate this tree. I'm just positioning all my, kind of laying it out and deciding where everything needs to go, and then I'll take a pencil mark to mark that first tree, and I don't have to worry about erasing that pencil mark because it'll be covered up by the second layer, or the middle section of the tree. So again, I'm using the glossy accents here. I really liked using this because it was a little bit tacky and it dried really fast. So I thought this was a good adhesive for this glitter paper and as well as the sequins that I adhere later. So I'm just gluing down all three sections and kind of adjusting them, making sure they're all nice and centered. And once I have them all adhered down, I'm going to glue down that star. And I only had to hold them for just a second, and then they are pretty much set. So glossy accents worked really well for this. And then I'll use a little adhesive behind the star as well. Now I'm going to start embellishing with some gold sequins. I used a variety of different sizes here just to get a great, a varied look. I used two in the star. The two I used in the star were 10 millimeters and then 6 millimeters. And then I used a medium size at 8 millimeters on the tree. So I used 8 millimeters and 6 millimeters to decorate the tree. So I really only used 3 sizes of gold here. And again, it doesn't really matter, but if you wanted to know what sizes I used, that's what I used. So now I'm just kind of decorating, spreading these sequins out and kind of decorating the tree with these gold sequins, just to add a little bit more sparkle to this card, because it is a pretty simple card, but I really like how it looks. And there, it's all finished. So it has a very mid-century modern feel, I think. Oh, here I'm gluing the last sequence inside the star. I forgot to do the 6 millimeter one there. But again, I was saying this has a very mid-century modern feel, and I love that glitter. It reminds me so much of those claymation Christmas specials. I really like how this card turned out. And I did do another one with like a mint green cardstock, so I really liked these pastel colors. But again, you could use lots of different kinds of cardstock for this and lots of different papers, because it is a very simple design, but it can be really done many different ways. So hope you guys enjoyed my video today. If you want any more information on the products I use, please visit waffleflower.com, and you can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for more creative ideas. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.